All right. So then on one interview with Dermot Kennedy. So I interviewed you a long time ago.
I kind of remember, yeah.
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was like kind of like right here.
Yes,
For the first Lolla. So, well, first off, I want to hear how different is it this time?
Since then? Yeah, I mean, that time, what was it? We played one of the main stages, but at like 1 o'clock in the day.
Right.
So it was it wasn't a big deal, right? And then a lot has changed, and I was just talking about how I feel like my music's grown quite a bit during the pandemic, which is an interesting thing because normally I'm on the road, whereas now I was at home the whole time, and so I had this interesting sort of viewpoint that I'd never had before, where I could feel the music growing, but I couldn't go and do anything about it, you know? And so now, I honestly, like, just to level with you, I have no idea what today's going to be like. I just don't know.
Yeah,
It'll be good either way. I guess, honestly, that's like the nature of what I do. I'll fucking do it anywhere, you know what I mean? I don't care if there's 100 people there, if there's 20,000. So.
Right. Yeah, well, that was one of my questions, was having music come out right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
That must have been crazy and challenging.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, in terms of like the whole landscape of artists and music, I feel like I was quite lucky, you know? Like, my album came out fall 2019, and I got to tour it until March 2020, you know? So, yeah, we had some time, just compared to other artists, and I felt like I was lucky as well in the sense that I was somewhat established. I wasn't worried that I wouldn't have a career when I came back, you know? So, I feel lucky in that sense.
That's a good point.
For me, I just went to the studio the whole time, you know? I did everything I could, because to me, obviously I was on tour constantly, whereas now, I realized I had to figure it out in some way, so I found myself being more active on social media. I refused to let whatever momentum I had slip, you know?
Got it, yeah. And your trajectory has grown so much since the last Lollapalooza.
Right.
I mean, I saw you just playing like huge places.
Sure.
And all that, and what's been the challenges of that?
Challenges, yeah, just like the growth. The challenge is just staying true to myself, you know, like making sure I'm still proud of the work, making sure I'm still happy with where I'm at, you know. It's not worth a whole lot if you're playing to a room with 10,000 people and you don't feel anything from the songs, you know, which is an interesting thing and an interesting road you can very easily go down, I think. And so for me, that's the main challenge, is staying creatively sort of satisfied.
Yeah, and from your music, you can't just like half-ass it.
You can't, no.
Yeah, you're really.
You have to believe it, yeah,
you're
for sure.
You're giving it your all.
Yeah.
I was worried about your voice. I remember last time. How do you protect it?
I'm just better. My technique's a lot better now. Yeah, I couldn't tell you where I was at last time, but I probably was struggling. I had an interesting moment where I essentially had like a vocal injury, and I didn't have nodules. I was lucky in that sense, but I lost the whole top octave of my range, which is where I spend all my time. And so I couldn't sing any of my songs. So I worked with my vocal coach in Dublin, and we got like a note back every 2 weeks, and now I sing completely differently with no tension on my neck and all that.
This makes me feel so good.
That's the way it should be. Yeah.
Yes, because I was the Raiders singer.
Oh man, and it like it gets me down in every sense. Like you wake up and you're kind of like, oh shit, and then you feel sad, and then like it makes me less likely to go explore cities. It's crazy. Yeah. It's a very intense sort of tiredness.
I think it seems like you're happier, healthier.
I think so. Yeah.
I think more talkative than last time.
Really? Yeah. I think things are just a bit clearer. You know.
Yeah.
I think I see now that I have a career in music. I see it for what it is, and I'm not cynical at all, but I'm just like, no, it's quite simple. You just keep doing what you do, you know, just keep making music. There's nothing more to it, you know.
And people love it. They love the
music.
Nice. So I got to visit Dublin since we
Did you? No way.
I went on a press trip.
Yeah,
so now I know I got a perspective that I didn't have last time.
Right.
So I've grown, I guess you could say. So and the whole basking thing, I didn't know what it was.
Sure.
So I couldn't even talk to you about it. And then I go there and I'm like, oh.
I don't know where it's at now either, because I know
Okay.
they're bringing in a ton of rules and stuff. It was a bit freer when I was doing it, but because it's a very important part of Dublin's culture, I think. And so if you walk down Grafton Street with no music, it's a weird thing, you know. So that's where I was. Yeah, it's a great way to get your experience.
Someone told me that Bono does like a New Year's Eve.
Christmas, you might see him. Yeah. You know Glenn Hansard?
Yes, of course.
He'll do it for like 7 hours, and then Bono will pop in for like 20 minutes, and then Bono's the one in the papers. And stuff.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, Bono's a legend.
Yes, of course.
Totally.
Yeah. And I got to explore like Northern Ireland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And
I haven't been around there.
Oh, you haven't?
A little bit, like, but not. I need to see more. Yeah, there's so many bits of Ireland that I need to see more.
Yeah. That's a beautiful country.
Beautiful.
And the Game of Thrones. Thrones is like everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. And also on the radio, you get played a lot in Ireland, and like it's very different kind of thing. And I got the feeling that they're just so proud of you.
Yeah. I was talking about this morning. It's interesting because I feel like there's a certain way you have to set yourself up to get out and to have any degree of success globally, right? And that's not an easy thing to do because it would be very easy to be like, no, I'll just stay in Ireland and do my thing. And so that's a tricky thing. But if you can achieve it and even get to the level I'm at now, the support when I go home is nuts. It's such a beautiful thing. It's so nice. I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like it's the best country in the world to be from in terms of just like people actually rooting for you. Yeah. There's this sort of there's this kind of theory that when someone gets big enough from Ireland that like people start to bring them down, but I haven't experienced it yet. So
I definitely could tell there was more. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah. I won't do anything silly.
What are you doing next? What's your next?
Red Rocks is next.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, not the next. So we drive to Omaha today, a couple of days off.
Okay.
Then we have a show in an amphitheater whose name I am terrible at pronouncing. It's like Mishishwaka. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, we got an amphitheater show the day before Red Rocks, then we play Red Rocks. Yeah. And then we carry on. It's like Kansas, St. Louis, all that stuff. Crazy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my family are heartbroken. They can't come home. That's the way it is.
Are you coming back to Chicago? So you had a tour scheduled here, right?
Last night. Had a show last night in the Aragon Ballroom, which was amazing. We'll be back. Now that touring's coming back, it's like, we'll be back. Like, I find it very hard. You know the way even on Instagram posting after gigs and stuff, and people are like, oh, this is my favorite city to tour and blah, blah, blah. Like, I can never bullshit with that stuff. And Chicago is always very good. I don't know if it's because there's a strong Irish presence here. I'm not sure, but it's just it just feels very exciting.
That's so great.
Yeah.
It's so great reconnecting with you.
Nice one.
It's just great to see the differences.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah, thank you so
Thanks
much.
very much.
Okay.